Fadeaway World Eric Bledsoe is one of the most underrated and talented point guards in the association, and ever since he first arrived at the desert to run the Suns' offense, he's proven his worth with his strength, athleticism and ability to carry the team down the stretch. Of course, with the team constantly struggling to get anything going and pretty much flat-out tanking most of the time, Bledsoe hasn't been able to take his game up a notch, and being one of the oldest players in the team, he's been on the trade block for a very long time now. Thing is, considering his injury history and the fact that the Suns were willing to deal him, his value was never really high, but it feels like both parties have reached a breaking point and he won't suit up for the Suns ever again. Bledsoe recently tweeted that he didn't want to be a part of the Suns just a couple of hours before they fired their coach, and he didn't even participate in the team's shoot-around the very next game. His trade value is falling down the drain as minutes go by, but considering his talent, there have been several suitors willing to acquire his services, and today we're going to let you know about the top 5 destinations for Eric Bledsoe as we see them right now. Point 5. Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks have been looking for a pure point guard for some time now, and even though Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton and Malcolm Brogdon are also pretty good ball handlers and playmakers, they could still upgrade that position with Bledsoe's hypothetical arrival. Milwaukee's surging in the East and it's a lock to make the playoffs, and Bledsoe's aggressiveness would definitely open up a lot of space for the Bucks shooters. For that matter, Milwaukee could send some spare parts and a future pick considering they're pretty loaded at the 2 right now. The Brooklyn Nets are nowhere near contention and they won't be for a very long time, so perhaps Bledsoe wouldn't care much for this move, but had definitely be a major upgrade now that Lynn's set to miss the season, and had create a deadly backcourt combo alongside D'Angelo Russell. Bledsoe's playmaking would take a lot of pressure off Russell's shoulders and he could even help them fight for the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference, and they could send a couple of picks plus Trevor Booker and Karis LeVert. The Detroit Pistons have also struggled to find their point guard for the future in Reggie Jackson, whose relationship with his coach doesn't seem to be the best, besides failing to develop any kind of chemistry with standout big man Andre Drummond ever since arriving to the team. Detroit and Phoenix could flat-out trade point guards, with Jackson being better suited for the fast-paced Suns offense and with Bledsoe having an actual chance to make the playoffs on a more balanced squad that's gotten off to a pretty decent start of the season. The New York Knicks emerged as big frontrunners to land Bledsoe's services ever since his name started stealing all the headlines, and even though they don't seem to have a plan or know what the hell they're doing, they actually have the kind of assets to try and convince the Suns front office. This wouldn't be much of an upgrade for Bledsoe, but the Suns could get rough prospect Frank Ntilikina as well as Willy Hernangomez, who's currently became the team's third-string big man after a very solid rookie season, if the Suns are willing to take Joakim Noah's terrible contract in order to land both prospects. Read more. 6 NBA players who have been absolute disappointments and rumors for best trade packages for DeMarcus Cousins. Top 5 NBA 2K18 teams that are the definition of unfair. And finally, the Denver Nuggets would represent the best win-win situation for everybody, considering Denver has some very interesting players that aren't happy on the team right now and that could flourish elsewhere, and Bledsoe would fix their point guard woes with Jamal Murray shifting back to the bench or playing off the ball. Murray's a much better defender than Bledsoe, but he would definitely improve the team when it comes to playmaking, and with the Nuggets keen to go back to the postseason this year, they could make the most of the situation to part ways with Kenneth Faried and Emmanuel Mudiay, a couple of guys that are barely seeing the hardwood and aren't happy to be there.